What's going on, guys? This is Instant Classic here. I watched the pay-per-view, so I feel justified that I need to do a review of this. Before I start on this, the whole thing going on with John and Dark Maul, I don't know what's going on, but all I can say is it sucks, and I hope they come back because they were entertaining, and I want to see them come back because I enjoy their videos. So that's all I can say about that. But on to the review of the pay-per-view, which in my mind was a good pay-per-view, really good pay-per-view. A good way to start off the year. Of course, I did have my flaws about it, but I enjoyed it. But let's run through everything. The opener, LAX versus Lance Hoyt and Jimmy Rave. I thought this was a very, very good match. Good opener. It seems like LAX, when they're in openers, they do really good. I'm not saying they don't do good, in a match that's further into the pay-per-view, but when they're in openers, they do really good. A lot of nice spots from all four of these guys, especially Hernandez. Hernandez had a spot where he dove to the outside along with Homicide. I think Hernandez pulled off the border toss from like the top rope. They call it like a super border toss or something like that, but it was pretty cool. He got the win with that. Like I said, Elliott got the win, so hopefully this will move them up in the ranks for the tag division. And then we also saw the unveiling of the third member of LAX, which, to nobody's surprise, Shelly Martinez, which was very, very, very good. I enjoyed it a lot. Next match, Kaz versus Black Rain. I didn't think this wasn't that bad. I was expecting worse, but it wasn't that bad. Of course, Kaz did most of the work. But Black Rain, he held his own. He wasn't too slow in there, and he kept up with what Kaz was doing. Kaz ended up winning. I don't know if I think it was another match, but Kaz, he ended up using the Wave of the Future. He ended up winning. And then he took Misty and took him away from Black Rain. So looks like this feud is going to continue to keep going, which I really don't want to see. But what are you going to do? Next match, which was a great match. No DQ match for the Women's Championship, or the Knockout Championship, if you will. Gail Kim versus Awesome Kong. This match was great. It was no DQ for a reason, and God, they went all out to the crowd. Awesome Kong threw Gail Kim up the stairs. She threw her down the stairs. There was a point in the match where they were next to the ring outside, and she grabbed Gail Kim by the legs and swung her into the guardrail. I thought that was brutal right there. Like I said, a lot of back and forth. That Gail Kim had that comeback, that heart mentality. There was a point in the match I thought Awesome Kong was going to powerbomb Gail Kim through the announce table. It didn't happen, but overall it was a great match. Gail Kim ended up winning with a roll-up because the ref was on top of Awesome Kong, and you'll see what happens. And Gail Kim ended up winning the match. I thought it was done really, really good. Definitely a great match. Judas Messias versus Abyss was next. This match, not that good. I was expecting some kind of a gimmick, because honestly I didn't know about this until I think this past Thursday. I was expecting some kind of gimmick in this match. Of course, well, I'm not gonna say of course we didn't get it, but we didn't get it. I think this match needed a gimmick because it was just seeing these two together in the ring. I mean, they're good, but just the way their personalities and their characters are, there need to be some kind of gimmick, like I don't know, a lake full of salt open wound match. I don't know. But I mean, they ended up being outside of the ring for most of the match, and you saw things like a barbed wire bat and everything. And Judas Messias ended up getting the win with the I don't know what he calls the move, but he did it on the barbed wire chair. He ended up getting the win. They were trying to set Abyss on fire with the gasoline and everything. Didn't happen, so whatever. Next match, Booker T and Charmel versus Robert Roode and Ms. Brooks. For the most part, it was only Booker T and Robert Roode. Nice back and forth action. It wasn't as bad as most people said it was or thought it was going to be. I think Robert Roode's a decent worker. Booker T, of course, he can work and everything. And then they were playing all night with the Miss Brooks turn on Robert Roode, and anyway, Booker T and Sharmell ended up getting the win. And it looked like, and near the end, it looked like Robert Roode was going to hit Miss Brooks, but Sharmell came and tried to help Miss Brooks, and she ended up getting hit. And after that, everyone in the Impact Zone just stopped. Don West got upset. I thought it was one of the best things put together, and also the funniest thing, just for the way it was. I laughed at a lot of stuff, and I thought that was funny. Definitely check out that match if you can. The Ultimate X match, Johnny Devine and Team 3D versus the Motor City Machine Guns and Jay Lethal. I thought this match was booked smart. Everyone knows Team 3D is 350 pounds each, and they really can't climb on those ropes. So they had them, climb on each other's shoulders and try to jump for the belt. Johnny Devine took a sick bump in this match. It was when he was hanging on the cables, and Sabin and Shelley were swinging him back and forth, and he just came crash into the mat. Luckily he broke his neck. It was sick. Team 3 ended up getting the belts. I forgot how they did it, but they ended up getting the belts, which was, what are you going to do? But like I said, very entertaining match. It did what it set out to do, was, pull off a good match without, them going up to the top and doing all what they had to do. The only thing I didn't like about this match is they wasted too much time in the beginning. They had to set up the Ultimate X, and then once they finished setting it up, Team 3D comes out and they cut a promo. I think that could have been saved. All that time right there could have been saved, but whatever. Next match, AJ Styles and Tom Cole versus Kevin Nash and Samoa Joe. I thought this was a really good match. This is probably my favorite match tonight. Kevin Nash, I don't like him in the ring, but when he was out of the ring, if it was, Tom Cole or AJ going against Joe, it was a good match. I'm starting to become a Tom Cole fan. He's the real deal. And then AJ Styles and Samoa Joe, they do so well together. AJ Styles hit that Pele out of nowhere, and then I don't know what they call. I think they call it a tornado plex or something like that. That Styles and Tom Cole do together. They hit that on Samoa Joe and ended up winning. I actually thought Samoa Joe was going to win because Kevin Nash ended up leaving Samoa Joe's side during this match, and Samoa Joe had to do the rest of the match by himself. But I thought he was going to win the titles, but it didn't happen. AJ Styles and Tom Cole retained, which I have no problem with because I am an AJ Styles fan, and I am becoming a fan of Tom Cole, and I really like this tag team. So good job for them. And then the main event of the night, Kurt Angle versus the instant classic Christian Cage. I thought this was a really good match. A lot of, the same moves you see for them, but, just the way they do them, it's all good. Kurt Angle's getting kind of slow with those German suplex, but they're still good to see. Christian trying to put on the unprettier, it just looks so ugly, but if he hits it, it's always good. But like I said, a lot of a good back and forth, nice exchange by the two. The end of the match ended up seeing AJ Styles come out and take Karen Angle, but who, by the way, I commend her for being at this pay-per-view after having a broken ankle or broken leg, something like that. So good job, Karen. But he ended up coming and taking her away from ringside, and then he came out there and he hugged Christian Cage. And of course, Christian Cage turns his back, and then he attacks Christian Cage. So whatever. Kurt Angle ended up retaining, which I don't like at all. I was a little pissed off about it, but what do you expect? It's TNA. So like I said, it was a really, really good match. I enjoyed it overall. This pay-per-view was really good. I didn't like Judas Messias and Abyss. Didn't really care for Kaz versus Black Rain, but all the other matches, pretty good. So I would definitely check out this. Check out the replay if you can. I may buy the pay-per-view. I'm not sure. I have to look at this again. But like I said, it was a really good pay-per-view. A good way to start off the pay-per-view race for TNA, WWE, and ROH. ROH and WWE have a pay-per-view this month. It should be good. So, like I said, a very good way to start off the pay-per-view race. Until next time, I am the Instant Classic.